Hi everyone! Welcome to Intro to Anime Week 2. Today we're going to learn about how to do some really cool anime eyes. So let's get started. All right, the materials you're going to need for this week are a pencil, an eraser, a thin black marker, and some markers to use for coloring. I have some skin tone markers that I purchased that are separate. I'm going to be using those today, as well as some of my other markers. All right, so let's get started. We're going to turn our page to the side so it's long ways this way. And we're going to get started by drawing we're going to do 3 female eyes to begin with. The first eye we're going to do is going to be a sad eye. So to get started, we're going to make an oval shape. And then we're going to start right about here. We're going to cut off more than we did last time because the eye is going to be closed a little bit more. And we're going to kind of bring this in just like this, a little bit more round than last time as well. And then we're going to bring this up. I'm going to close a little bit off at the bottom of that one as well. Okay, so we're going to bring this up a little bit more, like the eye's a little bit more closed. Could erase those. Okay. Now the eyebrow is going to look a little bit different as well because of the way that the face is positioned. It kind of looks like kind of like if you're doing like a Nike symbol, kind of. So it's you know, kind of scrunching up the nose, real sad. Okay, now to make tears, we're going to go right along the bottom here and just kind of make an area. I'm going to do a little bit more close up for you guys. All right, so it's kind of wobbly. And then I'm going to bring some tears down here. I'm going to continue to bring them down until I go into a drop. And then I'm going to make another smaller drop and then a smaller drop coming from that one. I'm going to close the door to my dryer because it's driving me too much. Okay, so what you're going to do now is we are going to thicken up this top lid. And then we need to put in where our highlights will be. So I'm going to make 2 highlights in the side. And then my pupil. All right. So now I'm going to take my black marker, go over those lines that we just did. Now the nice thing about these pre-recorded videos is you guys can pause it, slow it down, rewatch it, whatever you'd like to do with it. Just don't share it with people that aren't on our class though. Because that wouldn't be fair. All right, I'm going to use my black marker to color that in a little bit better in a minute. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of go right along this. Okay, and for the bottom of the lid, I'm just going to kind of make it a little bit softer. I'm just going to make some thin lines. Instead of coloring it in. Okay. I'm going to erase my pencil lines. Try to get as much off as you can. And then I'm going to get my markers. Let me get my black marker first, just to fix. Make sure this is nice and dark. I might need to go in and just fix it a little bit with my skinnier marker, but right now I'm just going to okay. Now I'm just going to fix that with my skinny black marker so that it looks nice and clean. That's really important when you do animate it. Your lines are all very crisp and clear. So I'm angling this one slightly here, and I'm also going to angle this one. I'm just going to go in and make sure all my it's colored in clean around my highlighted area. Oh, sorry, and I'm going to do one more. I'm just going to thicken this up a little bit here. All right. Now remember that, you know, we don't actually fill in the sides around the eye. So we're going to use just skin color to do that. This looks gray, but it's not. It's like a light peach. I don't know why it looks gray, but I think I said that last time in class too. All right, so I'm just going to color right along the outside of this eye. So you can see where you would do the coloring. And then for the tear, I'm going to choose like a gray and then a blue. Because tears aren't really bright blue, they're gray. They're more of a clear, actually. But so I'm just going to color that in. And then I'm going to add some of my blue. I don't know if this blue is dark enough. It's not. You can't see it. Actually, let me see. Nope. Let me get a darker blue. And I'm just going to kind of add some of those squiggly lines along here. Kind of squiggly just down like that. And you can make yours blue. I mean, it's totally up to you how you'd like to do it. I generally don't make mine completely blue, but if you'd like to, you can. All right. Now to color the eye in the iris, there's a couple options. There's to leave it blank, or you can make lines. And I'm going to make lines going downwards like they're coming up from up here. And try to do those nice and clean. There we go. I am going to choose two separate colors again like we did last time. I'm going to choose the light brown and the dark brown. First thing I'm going to do is color the iris in brown, the lighter color. And then I will go in and add that darker color right around the outside of the pupil to add a little bit more cool definition. And that is a sad eye. Next, we're going to make a scared eye. We're going to make another circle. Hold on, just let me grab it. I have a couple examples I use in here. I just want to see where my scared eye. I have some really cool different kinds of eyes. So hold on. I was going to show you guys a couple other examples of eyes. Okay, so before we continue, I have this eye, which I added some eyelashes to, and you can also use, I used some whiteout to do the highlights, and then I did the tears slightly different on this one. You can also make the highlights into shapes, which is what I did on that one as well. Just a moment. I'm just trying to find a couple more examples of eyes to show you that are in my drawer of tricks here. Okay, so I have these two eyes as well, a happy and a sad. So you can just see how I'm doing the tears a little bit differently. And I am adding some eyelashes. The eye is more rounded. Okay, now to do a scared eye, we are going to have this oval, but we're actually not going to use the oval as the eye. I'll show you what I'm doing. You're going to make a little circle right in the middle, like that. And then this is actually your top lid. And then your bottom lid is going to be curved down here. So you actually don't need the sides. And then you're just going to make an eyebrow that looks just like that. It's kind of like a surprised, scared look. These are really easy to do. Now, so basically the idea is this is just the pupil, okay? So you would just leave that black. And if you want, you can add a little highlight in there. Okay, so this is like a, oh, I'm so scared. Okay, the next is angry. Okay, angry eye. This is a fun one. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to make something that looks like a Nike symbol, kind of again. You're going to go straight up. And then you're going to go straight down from that corner. Make a line going across but not touching. Now you can use the scared eye and the angry eye for boys as well. I was going to say gentlemen. Okay, so this is going to be the pupil. I'm sorry, the iris, and then the pupil is going to be small once again. Looks like a little door for like a fairy right now. All right, then you're going to go in here and make 1, 2, 3 lines. 1, 2, 3 lines, because the face gets all scrunched up when people are mad. And then you're going to do a straight eyebrow, straight up like this. And then we're going to make another eyelid right there. Okay, so let's go over that with our marker. Like I said, I know I'm going a little fast, so you guys can pause it and then push play when you're ready. Erase my pencils, lines, and I didn't do my pupil, but I will. Okay, so I'm just going to thicken up this line down here. My pupil. I'm just going to go tiny highlight in the middle of that one too. Thicken up this top lid a little bit. Ankle this down here. Okay. Okay. Now you can color the eye in some other colors if you want, but usually angry eyes can be like yellow, red. So I'm just going to show you coloring this in how I would do this. So you're going to go in and actually on the other side of this one crease right here. Oops, my pen is not dry all the way, so it's smudged a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to use a slightly darker color for the skin to add some, okay, just to add a little bit more definition around the eye. And we're going to do a whole angry face in a little bit, so I'll be able to show you guys how to, you know, really make the face look mad. Okay, so now we're going to move on to boy eyes. Boy eyes are a little bit different than girl eyes. Okay, so let me show you a couple examples. So we've got an angry boy's eye, a crying boy's eye, here's another example of the crying and the angry, and this is slightly surprised eye. It could also be a happy eye. Then we have a mad eye, and then another sad eye. So I'm going to show you how to do a male eye. Now, the big difference is it's much smaller, and the eyes do connect on the sides. So let's draw a male eye. Now, you can use the same tear effect that you used when we did the female eye. The surprised eye and the angry eye can be the same as a male as well. This is also an angry eye, a different kind of angry eye. So you can see that this eye is connected on the side. Now I'm going to leave this up for a minute. If you guys would like to try to draw either of these two, but I want to show you first how we do the step of it. So when I start any male eyes, I make two parallel lines. Okay, and then in between those you can make a circle. Now this is the basis for any boy's eye. You take this and then you can move on to any style. So for example, if I was making like the angry eye, I would just go in a little bit here, up, and then connect this part, bring this in, erase the top part, and erase a little bit of the bottom. Okay, add in a highlight here, another one here. This person has kind of a slit for their pupil. And then another one here. And then like an angry thing right there. So you can see it's, you know, a little bit more simple than the female eye. So for example, let's say you're making a sad eye. You would make it a little closed a little bit more. So maybe I would bring the top lid down a little bit more. So the eye was a little bit more closed. We just don't want the eye to look angry, so I'm just going to kind of swoop this up a little bit so it looks more like it's sad. Okay, and then I'm going to break that up a little bit there. I'm going to make a little line coming down here as well. I'm going to make those tears kind of puddling right here and then kind of coming down a little bit. And then highlight, highlight, and then I'm going to give him a pupil. Okay, and then the eye, you can make a small eyebrow like that. You could do the reverse eyebrow like we did for the female. You could just make kind of a flat one. like that. So let me just show you these if you'd like to work on them. Like I said, you can pause it. I feel like I'm kind of fast in this class, but I know you can pause. All right, we're going to make a full angry face. So you need a clean piece of paper. And we're going to do a full angry face. Next week, we're going to work more on features of the face, like noses and mouths and hair. But so we'll learn a little bit more about that. So what we're going to do is we are going to start by making our circle. Dot in the middle. This is just like we did last time. Line down, line across the bottom of the circle. Measure down. So measure from the dot to the bottom. Then go down. Make another line. Then break up these sections in half. So I'm putting a dot in between these two and then these two. Line across, line across. Okay. Making my line straight down. Stopping. Bringing it in. Line straight down to this line. Stopping and bringing it in. Okay. My eyes will be in this area. Nose, mouth. Okay, so I'm just going to go in and erase those lines because I don't need them anymore. Okay, so let's start off with this angry eye number one going. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is make that swoop up. I'm going to make the line down, line across. Already looks mad, doesn't it? Top lid. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And straight up angry eyebrow. Already looks angry, doesn't it? Okay, this side, I'm going to copy exactly what I did on the other side. I just have to fix this line. It's not as straight as the other one. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Upper eyelid and eyebrow. Okay, the nose, I'm going to just make a little line. And then we're going to make an angry mouth. So you're going to make 1 and then 2. And you're going to go in and in. You're going to make jagged teeth like this, and then you're going to end it like this. And then on this side, you make 1, 2 little jagged ones and go like that. So they're not actually connecting. It's like she's so mad. She's like, okay. In between the eyes, I'm making a line down, and then I'm going to make a triangle like that. And that just represents her scrunching her face. Okay, so let's just put some hair on our person, and you can do any kind of hair that you want. Remember, they always have hair around the sides of their faces. So you can be really creative with the hair here and do what you like. Like I said, this is just more for the face, but we're working on right now than actually the hair. All right. There we go. Angry face. Not happy girl. She's like, who ate my cookie? I'm hungry. All right. Let me show you. I did a couple other angry faces. I can show you from past classes. This girl's kind of scary looking. That was another angry face. She's creepy. And we have a happy face. So you can see I made the happy eye. We're going to learn how to do smiles and stuff like that next week. This is silly, but this is happy girl, and this boy is happy as well. So you can see I use that same style with the boy's eyes as we learned. Like I said, I'll teach you the nose and mouth next week. Here's a crying boy. He's sad. Let's see. All right, I think that is it for that. So, we're going to now draw the face of a boy, since it's a little different. So I'm going to do my circle, my dot, same thing as last time, my cross, cross the bottom, measure, measure, down, measure in half, measure in half. Okay, now boys' faces are thinner than girls' faces, so that's why my shape is a little bit more narrow maybe. Okay, and bring it in, and bring it in. Okay, so the eyes are going to go right here and here, nose, mouth. Oops. All right, so let's start with eye number 1. You're going to make a straight line, and then another straight line, and then a circle. I'm going to erase over here, same thing. Straight line, circle. And then I'm going to decide how I want his eyes to be. So I'm going to make this boy crying. So I'm going to go down and narrow his eye out. Same on this side. Cut off the top. Narrow his eye out. Okay. Then I'm going to put in some sad eyebrows. Right like that. Okay. I'm going to actually go in with my pen now because I just want to go over this before I add any more details. Okay, so now I'm going to put in my my pupils, and they're going to be pretty small. Leave a highlight right there, right there. And then I'm going to fill in those tears. I just need to fix the shape a little bit. Make sure they're the same. Now his nose and mouth are going to be a little different. His nose looks like two little nostrils. And I'm going to make him kind of have this like wobbly mouth like that. Oh, see, that's what happens. I should have used pencil first. That's okay. I'll fix it somehow with some kind of thing. I have actually something that can cover that up. But in the future, do not use pen first. Not a good idea. Until you know where you want things to be. That still doesn't look great, but all right. So I'm gonna make his hair kind of floppy and long. And they tend to have pretty messy hair. Whoops, let me back it up a little bit. You guys can't see that. They tend to have pretty messy hair, boys, and long and kind of shaggy. And so because I made a mistake on this kid, I'm going to have him wearing like a sweatshirt that goes up pretty high. Okay, so you got a crying boy. You want to make sure their hair is pretty even. So when you look at the sides, just make sure that one side isn't sticking out a lot more than the other one. I can add a couple more little pieces, a little bit more there. All right. So to color in the face, just like you did when we did the girl last week. Try to avoid those teardrops. You're still going to stop that skin color right around the side of the eye there, because you don't want to color that into the eye. to just go over with a different color and kind of just highlight a couple areas like around his eyes, near his hairline, just like I did last time with the girl, using a slightly different color. All right, now I'm going to get some blue eyes with my tears. I'm going to do my tears first. Blue eyes. I'm going to give him, I don't know what color I'm going to give him. I think I'm going to leave his hair blank because I want you guys to be creative and decide how you want the hair to look. And it can really look any way you want. Okay, so for next week, we are going to work on hair. We're going to work on mouths and noses. So I'm going to stop share. And we're going to work on that next week. So what I'd like you to do for this week is I'd like you to make 2 faces showing different emotion. Maybe one happy face, one sad face. Maybe one crying face, one angry face. So I can't wait to see what you do. Thank you so much, guys. Bye.